button. Alyssa, are you on vacation? Look, y'all, look how adorable she is. Vanessa, did
Greetings
you
from
ever get
Puerto Rico.
yeah, logging in from Puerto Rico. Vanessa, did you ever get your packet from us? She's like, hold on, let me put this baby aside. Let me see. Stop share recording. Okay, let me go ahead and knock out the meeting today, y'all. HAR should be coming in the house. Uh, we'll get them all set up. Let me attempt to make this one work. I did. I let them know what the I mean, I told Trisha, I said, Trisha, I think I'm sleeping the entire weekend. Typically, I don't get so stressed out about the second TV. I kind of wanted to work. So HAR and their stuff. There's gonna be a lot of information. She looks like it's quite a few y'all. Don't worry. I'll get y'all a lot of good information today. Okay. While it's loading, I'm just gonna keep going. All right. Oh, this is perfect. Okay. Everybody here, y'all should know this. What is a great program to use for marketing to teachers? T-Shack. Yes, you do get 10 points. Post your T-Shack certification on the crew page and search your name on T-Shack to make sure your name pops up. For those of y'all who already took your certification, you still need to search to make sure your name is popping up. Okay? And then y'all should go ahead and reach out to T-Shack to get your packets. These things right here and glue sticks are on sale right now. So get your business cards and stick them back here. Or what y'all can do is get labels and just get the sticker printed labels and print the big piece of label right here. I don't love that it has T-Shack's phone number at the bottom because sometimes I don't want to, I'm sending it out to a bunch of random people. I don't want to lose the leads. So you could I've actually done it before where I've kind of like covered or blocked out their information, but you could use stickers in the back or you can glue stick your business cards to the back, okay? So that's 60 points or 50 points that y'all can earn. So guys, ladies, guys, if you guys are doing this, also while I'm on this page, if y'all haven't read it, they all look exactly the same, but the message on the inside is actually different. One's for heroes, you got firefighters, police officers, anybody who served, there's one for that. And then they have one for the teachers and nurses, and just different types of heroes program. It is exactly the same thing, but the verbiage is different. So you can't, I found out you can't send lucky money to the sheriff's office because then that's considered a bribe. Any government entity. So just so you guys know, I actually got an official letter that says this is your notice for bribery. and I almost cried. I was like, oh my God. But what you can do is you can put your stuff on the back and you can send a box of donuts, breakfast. If you know there's recently been like a lot of activity or something like that, and you want to be supportive, you send snacks over. In midsummer, you could send them, a case of Gatorade bottles, compliments of you guys, or you could send bottled waters with the little packs, powder packs of um that's it, liquid IV. And then the other thing is in the summertime, I mean in the fall, since we're coming up to fall, is it pumpkin spice? Not apple spice, pumpkin spice, little flavored cookies, baked goods, and things like that. It's a great way to share your information with the local fire departments, with the police departments, and things like that. Right in your community, like thank you for all that you do. Here's some information. And those are all opportunities for y'all. Okay. I've actually near my old restaurant, there used to be a fire station. I used to send them like a tray of sandwiches or a tray of donuts or something, and they all knew who I was, And it's not hard. You just drop it off at the front, and that's it. Sounds good. All right. So T-Shack flyers, Homes for Heroes flyers. That's what we have for you. All right. And I got both screens working. Yay. Interest rates is down 6.72%. Um, apparently there's a lot going on with the feds this morning, or the feds and mortgage, because some sites got taken down. So we are actually now on the official Freddie Mac site pulling numbers now. Hold on. What's it doing? It's not going backwards. Um, it won't let me click on it, but I can tell you that I'm now having to pull our interest rates from a different site. The normal site where I pull mortgage rates got completely shut down, which is interesting because that's one of the primary places that I usually pull most updated information. All right. Weekly snapshot. This ends last week. I don't get a new one till tomorrow. So every week we're about a little bit behind. But I did talk to Chat GPT this morning, y'all. We had between May and July, we had a 32% increase in inventory. And between um uh I'm sorry, May and June, and then between June and July, we had an 18% increase. That's an additional 8,000 homes on the market now. That's not selling. All right. So new listings are going up, pending listings, off-market listings are going up, less closings. That's not a good thing. Typically, we want less listings, more closings, more showings, more open houses, and if the top numbers go down, we're in a better market right now. This shows a buyer's market. Okay, what this means for you. Now, I'm bringing this up for those experienced agents or anybody that has listings, and I'm looking around. There is a handful of y'all that has listings, and there are some of y'all that are online that has listings that are not selling. Okay. And so Edgardo and I had one of my friends had a listing, and if y'all know, I don't run clients on my own. I typically share with somebody in the office. So Edgardo was the closest one. He's the only one that would drive out 45 minutes over to Somerville for the listing. The listing has been on the market for several months, and my sellers are desperate to sell it. So we reran all the numbers. We're about to do a price drop. Before we did the price drop, what we did was we went ahead and submitted it to all these companies. And actually, I submitted to several other companies. It ended up being 11 or 12 different companies we submitted it to. And the majority of them rejected our property, and we actually got one offer, and my clients accepted it, and now we're crossing our fingers and hope that they move through with inspection and closing. But with that, if you have listings over 90 days, get cash offers. If you guys are walking into a seller presentation moving forward and you want to talk to your clients and say why you should list with me is I would like to take your listing, and once I sit down with your listings, I am going to immediately submit your offer, your home up for cash offers to see what I can get out of it. Okay. But you're not going to give them the companies, because if you give them the companies, they can go and submit it themselves. A lot of these companies don't want an agent involved, but there are ways that you can get it submitted. I personally have allowed one of my clients, and my client always asks, do you want to get paid on it? I'm like, no, don't worry about it. There was two properties this year, or end of last year and this year. I had a seller come to me and say, hey, Lisa, I want to sell this property. Can you run the numbers? And I would run the numbers for her. And I said, what number do you need to be? And she would give me the numbers. And I'm like, I don't think that I'm going to be able to get that for you, but why don't you try at whatever site? And both times she was able to get the higher dollar amount without paying an agent commission over there. So I ended up losing, I think one was 250 and the other one was like close to 300. So about maybe $15,000 in commission. But in exchange, I also know that I get a lot of referrals from her, and I'm about to sell one of her properties for like a little over probably 7 million, and I'm gonna buy her property. We just looked at one that was like 850. So you got to weigh it out. For newer agents, you guys probably don't want to sacrifice that. So y'all can take that listing and offer it up this way. And I'll teach you how to have the conversation over the next 4 or 5 months, because you guys need to learn how to shift your conversations and change your listing presentations. Does that make sense? I emailed you this morning. I was worried about you being in the rain. All right. So all the ways that you can possibly get cash offers, and these are not the only ways. The people who actually gave us an offer is not even on the list. They're U.S. home buyers, okay? And the thing is, they're not in the Houston area, and I'm afraid that once they go and inspect it, I'm not trying to be negative. I really want it sold, but the house that I'm selling is out in Never Neverland that they placed an offer in on. So they are going to send a field agent out. HAR is in here. I hope I don't get in trouble for anything I say. So pros and cons. You can get your offer within 24 to 48 hours. I actually got all of mine within minutes. The one offer that I got back, I got it back in 24 hours, but everything else I got back pretty much in a couple minutes. And actually built a really great relationship with one of the guys that says, hey, your property is out, but I will look at any of your other listings. So I told him, look, let me review every single listing that every single one of my agents have, and I'm going to run the numbers, and then we'll send it over to you in a spreadsheet to see where you might be able to submit an offer in. So that way, he's like, no, if you want to send it all over, I'm going to review every single one of them. I was like, that's cool. So I do have a couple of pocket cash buyers. Also, we have Elizabeth Griever, and then I have a handful of other people. But typically what they're going to do is they're going to always buy 25 to 30% lower than market value. No showings, no open houses required. You can sell as is. There's no repairs. They typically buy as is. And in the case of the one that I got, they're paying for all the title fees. They're like, we're going to pay for everything as long as you close with our title company. We're like, okay, we're cool with that. And we went ahead and told our client, look, if they're going to come in and buy it, then the other portion of our commission that we're supposed to earn, we're going to go ahead and get that reduced, and we'll amend the listing agreement. Less fallout risk because it's cash. They don't have as many issues, and there are not any contingencies. So they're not like trying to sell another house. They're not trying to move. They're not trying to get financing or approvals. Their offers are lower. It says 5 to 15% here. but sometimes it can go as low as 30 to 40%. Just, it really depends on location. If you guys are inside the city, that gap is a little bit smaller gap. They're going to get a little bit closer, but if you're a little bit further out like mine, you kind of get a beating on price. Okay. Service fees. Sometimes you might have to pay an upfront fee, 250 up to like $500. You can ask your client to reimburse you, or you can pay for it as an agent cost. Typically, you don't want to have to pay for it, so you're going to work it out with your clients. No emotional buyers. They look at the math, look at the numbers. iBuyers may reduce price after inspection. If they come in and the house isn't exactly what you say it is, because when you go to submit the offer, they're going to say, well, what condition is your house? And they're going to give you 2 or 3 pictures, and you're going to be like, it's like this one or this one or this one. And then if they realize, oh, this agent did not give me good information, they're going to go in and adjust as needed. But their initial offer is based on what you submitted to them, maybe pictures of the listings, or you answering the quality of different things, the appliances work, they don't work, the walls need to be painted. And some of the pictures, it was funny. It like, there was one house that it looked like it was a hoarder's home. There was a second house that looked like it was like, back in the 80s with the panels and things. And then there was a house that was completely upgraded. Everything's white, it's beautiful, and it looks completely remodeled and repaired. So of course I picked like the middle for everything. But with that, they're gonna submit the offer based on that. They're not gonna raise the offer, but they will lower it if needed. Limited to certain markets, so not always available in rural or slow moving areas. So where I am in Somerville, that's the reason why I got instant rejection. I typed in the zip code, they said no. Typed in the zip code, they said no. But I got lucky, and I hooked one. Okay. And my clients were okay with the offer that they submitted. And she's like, yeah, when can we get it closed? And it kind of worked out, and I'll just keep you posted and see what happens. So I'm going to keep holding my breath. No personal negotiations. They really do the math. So we did counter. They submitted an offer. We still countered. I asked her what she would be comfortable with, and she countered, and we ended up getting what we countered for, which was really nice. Now, mind you, I was about to drop the price like $50,000. So luckily I didn't drop the price yet. I said, let me just submit all these offers and see what it comes back at, because she's already at a little bit lower than market value because I've ran all the numbers, and she really, really needs to get rid of it for personal reasons. And we're going to reduce it by a lot to just try to off it, right? And then we got that offer, the offer in, and then we were able to counter. If I would have lowered it and then submitted it, we probably would have gotten a much lower offer. So you guys have to be very strategic in doing this. And so y'all can always come and talk to me when y'all are having these conversations with your listings, but also if you already have listings up that's been sitting on the market for a while, or you have some distressed properties that you're trying to get off your hands, and your clients are like, just could you try to make this work for me so I don't have to sell, get foreclosed on short sale, or, I just can't wait anymore. I can't pay anymore. And they might leave some money on the table. Okay. Market to buyers. So keep doing your videos. It's a great time to invest right now. So, I'm a little nervous with having you in here this morning. So okay, good. I'm still the tools. Yeah, good. Because I'm like, what kind of trouble am I going to get into today? So negotiations, learn great scripts, get to know your local market, be consistent, and target renters, and build great relationship with lenders. Now, here's the thing. Everywhere that you read, everybody is like, oh, the market's leveling out. And what I tell you all the time is there's still a ton of inventory that's not being listed on Zillow, HAR, because they're either private or because they're inventory, and the builders don't want to show, oh, well, we have 3,000 homes. They want to show we have a limited amount of homes, so it'll attract more people, right? So with that, you guys have a lot of opportunities to educate your buyers if they buy now before the interest rates drop. Okay. Because what happens when interest rates drop?
Prices go up.
Prices go up because there's so many buyers that starts entering the market. Yes, interest rates is a little bit higher right now, but it's not super high where your clients can't buy, and they always have the opportunity to refinance. But remember, I've been teaching y'all since last year that you got a 2-year pocket where it's a great opportunity for your buyers to buy. And I'm going to use a real example because I was just talking. Did you see the house? It's a pretty house, isn't it? Okay.
For a 4-bedroom, yeah.
For a 4-bedroom Coventry home is $324,000. I found it yesterday because I'm trying to get my son to invest in his first home. Okay, he has the money, he has a down payment. He's been saving up. I mean, he's been working since he's 15. I don't touch his money, and unfortunately, his student loans on my name. Okay, but $324,000 house, right? Coventry is currently paying 5% commission, and that's a $15,600 commission, right? I'm not gonna take my child's money, I'll probably contribute back to him. That's gonna hurt a little bit too. But with that, that home is listed at 325 right now. The price has been reduced twice. It is built in 2024. Brand new home, 4 bedrooms, beautiful home. And I checked the numbers. The comps come in at 360 for this particular house, listed at 324. What did I tell you to make sure you do when you guys are going to represent clients at a new build? What do? Are we going to take the price that's on for sale? We're going to negotiate it down. Not only can I negotiate it down, they are giving me that they're giving me that percentage. And by the way, if you buy in Colton, Renee is a specialist over there. She says they're also paying a $5,000 BTSA. But over at Imperial Oaks, that 4-bedroom, they're gonna give you a couple of upgrades on them, and they're gonna upgrade all your appliances if you can close before 9:30. So if I can get my son to do his paperwork today, I can co-sign it and he can have his house, and he can almost get the house for free, right? Because he has what we teach about first-time home buyers. MCC, down payment assistant. I can contribute towards his closing costs. So there is a lot of money, and then he's got enough money to cover all of that, right? So what's going to happen is he's going to go in, he's going to buy, let's just say I put in an offer 295 and they give it to me for 305 or 310, because that's probably what the scenario is going to look like. Remember last year I walked into a house and Perry Homes, I knocked it off like over $90,000. I ended up getting $99,000 off the house, right? Walked out of the house and said, this is what I want. If not, we're going to continue shopping. And they called me, 20 minutes later? I went through the scenario with you guys. A lot of the people who have inventory. So right now is a good time. Now, when's the second best time in the fall to get your clients to buy houses? Does anybody know? At the end of the year, right before Christmas, spot on. Right in November is a time that they're going to give you the most incentives. If your buyers aren't buying right now, start talking to them about putting it in their mind to start buying in September. Why? Tell me why.
Because they're trying to get
Because they're trying to get the inventory off the market. They want to close before December 31st. So all your incentives are going to come in November. Does that make sense? So let's cut down the timeline. We're almost at the end of the year. I told y'all 2-year window. So I started telling y'all that since last July. So I'm going to assume that with everything the way the market is going, you guys can enjoy this market for your buyers up until probably July or August of next year before all the interest rates, even if interest rate goes down in April, May, you still have that inventory, but then you're going to load up with buyers coming in to buy and the prices are going to go up, right? So while interest is still a little bit higher and prices are getting shoved down, you guys can go in and negotiate more on this. Yes? Okay. Yeah. 4.99% is what is being offered on that particular home that I'm looking at right now. So just FYI. And the only reason why I looked at it was the builder sent me an email last night and said, hey, by the way, and I'm like, wait, that's right next to me. Let me take a look. And I was like, oh my God, I found the perfect house, right? Because I've been looking at resales in my neighborhood, but that one's just right across the way, like 5 minutes away from my house. So, and I'm not moving him to Colton, God, because girlfriend 2 seconds away and I can't even see him. So, does everybody understand that right now? Target your buyers. What's the other way we're targeting buyers? Renters, right? Right? Lucky Money envelopes, and thanks to HAR, we can pull a list, right? We pull the list and we mail them to everybody that's moving out in the next few months. And we use the bright colored envelopes because why? They're not going to open up the white ones, right? They like the bright colored envelopes. They're going to open them. All right. If you guys want us to print them here, you bring it's actually what, like $15, $16? Renee told me this. It's cheaper to print here than it does at Office Depot. I didn't know this. Should up our prices, but bring your envelopes, bring your own labels. But if we're gonna print your labels here, it's $20 and you get the 100 prints, okay? And bring your own rolls of stamps. And you can just do them here once a month. We're gonna do this, whether I'm here or not here. The girls knows how to help you um print your mailers and labels and things like that. And y'all can come in here and practice your scripts. Who was here last time we did scripts? Did you learn something? Did you learn a little bit of scripts? She's I'm sorry. Don't raise your hand next time. So yes, we do keep you busy. Claudia, were you here? Did you learn anything? You came at the end. You came at the end. Okay. Well, we did have some scripts conversations and things like that. It's just a way to kind of keep you guys busy, do some stuff together, see what everybody else's flyer is looking at. The best flyer, I wish I had one off Tina. Tina made my flyer look really bad. She used the my flyer on the side, and on the back, she got John to do the T-Shack, the down payment information, the loan amounts, the 620 credit scores, and broke it completely down. It was so nice. And so if you have a lender that you want to co-brand with, that's an opportunity for you also. All right. New build tour is on August 14th. We're going to go back to Artavia. You guys, they just opened up a new section and they have a whole different connection. So it's easier access from 99 now. And so they're trying to show off the community. This is being sponsored by Artavia to us, not Jamestown or not a single builder. So they're going to come in and present to us. Okay. It's going to be August the 14th, 2025. I would like for y'all to dress up. The last group that went to Chambers Creek, I have a couple of things I need from you guys because well, Renee's been recording videos. So when we go out there, we're going to record videos again. But I need your slate cards. Look, Nat, is this how you want it to be? Yeah. Nat's right there, y'all. This is a slate card. And what happens is when you play the video, and the video I'm going to play doesn't have a slate card, but I'm going to show you a sample of what Nat did for us. And Nat right there is, thank you very much. She is going to be helping to train our social media video editor. So Nat does a lot of my videos, but I have hired somebody to help you guys do your videos, meaning that if you dump to us like or to him like I do for Nat, like I just load in, you know, I do a bunch of random videos and then I put it in a Google Drive and then I text her the link and bam, a couple of days later it just like starts appearing or she sends me stuff, which is really neat. And so I have a VA that can help y'all post, but that requires y'all to be organized. But the easier thing is we do have a social media video editor who Nat is helping me train. His first video, he did like 3 videos for me and they were all duds. And Nat got on, trained him, and the video was 10 times better. So I appreciate you, Nat. Hopefully we can get some more out of it. But I think this one was one that Nat did. So I want to show it to you guys. So I'm going to stop share real quick. And I'm going to share again so all of y'all online can hear. Share sound. See, I've learned. I've got much better at making sure you guys do your thing. So hi, floaties. Okay. So this was Corey Witherspoon's video that she made. Stop, Corey.
Real estate. I'm out. Y'all,
So-
it's Corey Witherspoon with Century 21 and Lucky Money Real Estate. I'm out at Chambers Creek today. It's a 55-plus retirement community that has everything you could ask for, from golf to making their own wine to pickleball, the whole works. A fishing pond. If you're looking for a place to retire outside the hustle and bustle of the city, but still close enough to get in and do what you'd like to do, give me a shout. Come check this place out. Y'all, it's Corey Witherspoon with Century 21.
Very nice.
Thank you. That was all Nat. She did that. Thank you very much. So what I would like is once you guys do the slate cores, y'all did some little short ones. We're going to use all the videos that you guys dumped into the Google Drive on that day. And we're going to reclip it and then we're going to share it out. We're going to add a little bit more upbeat music and some text and things like that. And you guys can use ChatGPT to load in your text, or if you need some recommendations, you can ask us. Okay. I'm going to show you guys how to add those things in the Google Drive. The group that went to Chambers Creek, I'm going to work on y'all's first. Everybody else, I'm going to get to you guys. Okay. But we do need your slate card so that way we can start uploading some of your videos. And a slate card is just literally like a business card that just pops up right in the back of your, at the end of your video, right at the end, it pops up. Sounds good? Okay. So he needs more work. He is so bored. He's emailed me a couple times. He goes, do you have anything for me to do? I'm like, no. I was like, could you check with Nat? So hopefully we'll get some more stuff and then he's going to edit your videos. So your videos that you have with your 17 minutes and stuff like that, you can actually send it to him and give him instructions and he'll do it for you. He's
But like, I kind of get it, but it's hard to, it won't send via email.
You're not going to do it via email. We're going to do everything via Google Drive. So he is set up on our system, my system. So you're not going to lose anything that you send to him. So anything you send to him goes into an inbox that we get. And all you got to do is create a folder in Google Drive and then drop it in there and with your name as the name of the folder. And then once he's done, his job is to create another folder in there that says edited videos, and then you can pull those videos out.
And what are his credentials? He can do it.
He's really good, but he just needs instructions. So out of I interviewed almost 16 people. I did. And out of 16 people, I hired him. He just needs, I mean, he needs work and he's able to do it and he's able to follow instructions. He's really good with instructions. It's just my instructions aren't as good as Nat's instructions. So, what's that? He doesn't get in the field with you guys. So it's whatever you guys submit to him. Well, what that means is we're going to start having, we're working on somebody to come out and actually do videos for you guys. I know Nat does it for me all the time, but I want somebody to come and do videos for y'all. Y'all just got to remember, like for me to hire somebody to do videos for all of y'all, it's like, it's expensive. And the couple of times that I hired Jomo, it cost me a little over $1,000 just for the 1 or 2 hours that he's doing the work with. And then I watched all the videos that he submitted and he just used kind of the same thing And some of the music we didn't like, and there are some changes and some other things that we're gonna manipulate and we're gonna make look better. Does that? Not your commercial, because you had a different one. We tried out 4 or 5 different ones. The guy that I did for y'all, he cost like 700 for just that one shoot. And then Jomo was, yeah, he was quite expensive, but we figured out how to make it work. We can actually use still photos and make them move. Okay, so we've been doing a lot of research.
So who, if we have stuff right now, who would we send it to?
I'm gonna give you guys a drive. So if y'all have stuff right now, because you've been putting out good stuff, y'all still need to put out your own stuff, but this is gonna be great fillers for y'all, because once he has pictures of y'all and things like that, he could do a lot of more different things. Okay. And he wants more work. Right now, he's working like 1 or 2 hours a week. He would like to work 20 to 40 hours a week. Okay. So, but I gotta rely on Nat to train him because my videos were horrible. Okay, guys, y'all can vote at least once per day. Okay, we need more votes. I know, Nat, I'm gonna make a video today. I promise you I will. I just kind of got caught up with my kids. My kids not being in school is very distracting, but I got the QR code right there. The link is on the crew page. You guys can vote more than one time. So I thought this was really cool. If you guys want to know who gets nominated for it, you actually have to be on the cover of the magazine. So it's one of 12 people in each area that Real Producers covers, and then that's in every single state. So I was the one for this particular area. So I was super, super excited about it. But you have to get a nomination and you have to get voted in. So I would love to have y'all's vote. This is the first time they're doing a agent of the year, by the way. So that Thursday. Is this Thursday? This Thursday at 10 o'clock, I'm doing your 3-hour MCE. This is Trek approved. Step-by-step buyer process. So you get your contracts class, you get all your contract training in, as well as how to do the buyer process. Okay. August 7th, 10 a.m. All right. So you guys can Zoom this class or you can come in person. Okay, don't forget your calendars. I put the post up on Facebook. Drop your calendars in, because at some point tomorrow or Wednesday, I'm going to load it in and we're going to tag every single school district that you guys submitted for. So if y'all didn't do one for Houston ISD, I'm not tagging Houston ISD, but if you did one for them, I'm going to make sure I tag them. And so it's going to be your face tagged as well as the school district tagged. And if they reach out to me and I'm not in that area, I'm going to call you to submit your calendars to them. So you might end up getting a call and saying, hey, I want 200 calendars. And you're going to call them back and say, hey, I can get that to you in 7 days. Don't turn it down. All right. Everybody got this? I need your JPEG files. All you got to do is change your information. Okay. 21 online search.resort. Give your clients a vacation for $250. Danielle, you have tons of clients that's closed with you, right? $250. This does have no cash value, has no zero cash value. You can't trade it in for cash. You can trade it in for a 7-day vacation. Give it to your clients and tell them, hey, by the way, enjoy your vacation. Tag me and let me know where you go on social media. And imagine your clients tagging you on their vacation to wherever it is. It's a 7-day vacation. They're going to pay for the taxes and fees. The difference is just a couple $100, but they could save a lot of money. A 7-day hotel room is very expensive. $200, $300, $400 a night easily. And a lot of these are Hilton resorts. Okay. You can give them as kind appreciation. You can get referrals, boost your referrals. increase engagement, they're affordable and they're branded. What you cannot do is say, here, I'm going to give you this if you give me a referral. Okay. It has to be a client or you're using it as marketing. So y'all can do it as like a community drawing as long as it's free. They can't pay for like a raffle ticket or a ticket. But if you say, hey, come to my open house, anybody can come and enter for a free vacation. So Renee, next time you do an event, you say, hey, I'm going to host 4 open houses this month. Come to any of my open houses, drop your information, and get entered into a drawing for a vacation. Okay. If you guys are planning on using this, let me know. So that way I can give you the fine print for it. Yes. I know you're interested.
So, like, we have to pay $250.
Mhm. But it's a 7-day, not as a paid raffle. So the best way, and I looked this up, because a lot of people assume raffle is something you pay for, like $1 for a ticket. So if you want to make it compliant, you're going to advertise it as a drawing. Enter for a drawing or a community drawing, because a raffle typically is like $1 for a win, $1 for a win, and that's considered monetary exchange. Whereas just a drawing, as long as it's 100% free, no strings attached, no purchase necessary, you can do it. So for you, I wouldn't do one for every single open house. If I'm doing, hey, I'm doing 4 open houses this week or this month, or for June and July, come to any of my open houses or enter here or go to any of these new builds and have a little QR code, just like Johnson Development does. Scan in, enter your information for an opportunity to win. And they don't have to do anything. They just scan in. Doesn't matter if you're there, you're not there. They can scan in, and that's a way for you to collect information, but you just have to make sure you disclose properly who you are, your real estate agent, and disclose all the additional information like no purchase necessary. Everybody feel you can enter. Anyone can enter over the age of 18 or 21. Okay, sounds good. So it's a great opportunity for you guys to get information. Texas Relocation Group. We finally got a logo. And so we're going to be putting it on that door, and Tina's name is going to go on that door. Do y'all like it? So we're super, super excited. So we're going to start working on the affinity programs, and August, at the end of August, I believe we're going to Seattle for the Relocation Alliance, and we're going to be meeting a lot of people who has these programs, as well as all the relocation groups. So there's 30 relocation vendors that we'll probably be talking to. And hopefully when we're there, we get to have great conversations with them, and we're looking to build those relationships. But we're also going to do affinity programs for the local small businesses here. Relocation does not necessarily mean from state to state. It could be from this side of town to the other side of town, or just moving or upgrading and things like that. So we're working on that. So along with that, I got these for you guys. I'm waiting for the envelopes to come in. All those people that we gave awards to last year, I'm going to be reaching out to every single one of those restaurants to get them on our list. I believe, nope, I forgot to put the link in here. There's a lot of businesses already, national businesses already plugged in. I'm going to be working on getting some local businesses in here. Okay. You guys are all going to be given 1 heart card, and you're going to be given 5. I think Renee already gave you like access to 5. You can scan in and get 5 for your clients. They're just rewards programs. They're like, you can get a little discount at on a computer, on Amazon, Office Max, spas, and things like that. But what I'm going to do is I have relationships with 76 restaurants in town. So when I go to talk to them about the relocation company, I'm going to ask them if they would like to drop their information on here. I already have several small businesses that have committed, and they're interested in either giving a dollar amount away or a percentage, but it's advertising from them. And then it's an opportunity for you guys to share it to your clients. Sounds good? So I'm waiting for the sleeves to come in because I want
Do
to.
you just give, or do you give them, they gotta get up?
Mm-mm. So for you guys, y'all are all going to get a hard card. They're all going to get a membership number. Your clients are going to get membership numbers. So I've already paid for it. It cost me a couple of $1,000s to get hooked onto this. And aside from some, I'm going to probably have some of the vendors pay to advertise on it so they can be pinned to the top or something. So that way we can get it back. But it doesn't mean, hey, you got to use this vendor or whatever vendor. It's just they can type in a zip code. They can use it out of state. There's a lot of different places they can use it. Does that make sense? So you guys are all going to get one of these. All right. Century 21 is going to be offering Canva. They are working on, I don't know if y'all saw the announcement, but I love the commercial. Y'all are all going to get a free Canva account. So do not renew your Canva accounts if you are paying for one, because probably at the end of this year or early next year, you guys are all going to get a free account. All right? Sounds good? I was so excited. So what they're going to do is they're going to move all of our stuff from Brand Studio and they're going to load it over, and it's going to be much easier for us to edit. Oh, look. Nancy's like, okay, now I'm excited.
Already.
All right. And if y'all didn't see, I put that quote. Do something today that your future self will thank you for. Y'all, it came up for me multiple times in the last couple of weeks. I am mentally working on doing stuff so my future self can thank us for. So all this hard work that I'm putting in, hopefully we can all thank ourselves. But one of the things that you can do for yourself is to do mailers, because mailers work. Okay. Michael Ray is called. He has 3 clients running right now, and he went from like 0, from me fussing at him, to following up on one of his mailers, to getting a listing, and he ended up getting a bunch of referral like clients off of that listing, and just struggling to work with them, but he's sticking to it, and he's making calls, talking to people, and doing his social media, and he's got 3 different offers he's got to submit.
Yes.
Yeah, 3 different offers he's got to submit. He goes, I'm trying to balance it out. I was like, it's nice of you to call me and load me up today, Michael. Thank you. And hard work pays off. Dylan's got a contract in. And we went from no contract to multiple offers, which was really nice. And it's going to be a quick close too. So you just got to make sure you guys continuously put business in the pipeline. All right. So are you ready to load in?
Find the gym and make it close.
Okay. I'm going to give y'all maybe 2.5 minutes to kind of take a breather, go do what y'all got to do, and then I am going to plug her in. Okay. Melinda's going to be on in just a couple minutes. Those of y'all online, stay online for me, okay? Got you. I'm actually going to make you host.
Yeah.
And here is the HTML. So, Danielle, Trisha's son just passed his test this morning, so he'll be signing with us as soon as he gets active. And then your son's in here too, so we have like generations now. This is so exciting. Have generations of agents signing up with us. Here you go. Thank you. Did you want a bottle of water or anything? Okay. I know. And thank you so much for coming in. So we have Tim online.
We're at 5:20 right now. We're gonna. Okay.
No, I think.
Yeah.
The information that you're providing.
Okay.
What we're looking at, some things are for the response.
Yeah.
These are already, you know, this is training here and they come up with, you know.
That's what it's kind of weird most. And I tried talking to Luke. That's why I convinced him not to do the major job because he wanted to include it. I during the grant point. So that's where it's like, you know, 184 to be out of blocks this large in general, like it's sitting for a large, right? They do a lot of weight in general, but like, but I think he's just someone who likes, he likes living in a price. It's just
Ready? A couple more people. Right, you guys, this is the HAR brokerage update. This was designed because we felt like there was too many surprises. Tools were coming, changes to the MLS was coming, and we wanted you guys to have heads up before things change more often. So we designed that brokerage update as just a no CE, just what's going on, what's changing, some cool things that have happened recently that, I mean, I know y'all are on information overload with all the emails sometimes. So modeling, I can pop off of PowerPoint and like show you something on the website. We need to, it's really whatever you guys need. So it's designed for you guys in mind and make you guys more successful. So I put my first slide here, the entire slide deck you guys will get at the end. I have a QR code so you can scan it with your phone and you can download it to your drive. But this first one, this QR code is just my contact info. So if you have a question later, something you didn't think of during the meeting, or, you know, 6 months down the road, doesn't matter. You've got a question about Showing Smart or a specific tool, just shoot me an email. I hop on to Zoom all the time and just push record and show someone how to do something and just email it to them. So they've got a how-to instead of text, which is also not all that easy when you're looking for a button and someone's telling you just click share and you're like, where? I don't see the share button. It's a little easier to have a video with an instructor showing you how to do it. And it's just for you. All right. Scanning it. Is it working? I got cards too.
Oh,
At the end, I'll get the cards out. It's okay. All right. And this is our statement on antitrust compliance at meetings. HR expects all meetings and events to be conducted in a professional, ethical, and lawful manner, including adherence to all antitrust laws. Accordingly, discussion of any matters relating to practices that may restrain trade or be considered anti-competitive is prohibited. For example, the following discussions between attendees are always prohibited. The commission should set a fixed price or rate, avoid cutting by other competitors, or refuse to show property to a consumer based on the commission being offered. Any discussion inconsistent with policy will not be tolerated. Just because it's an HAR meeting, just this part. Just,
You read that so fast.
yeah. I have been reading it for more than a year, and it's in all of our classes. So most people have seen it a few times now, and they're like, I don't even read it anymore. I still read it, especially for brokerage meetings, because just in case. All right, we want to help you guys achieve ongoing success. I want to keep you guys growing instead of just surviving. Keep growing your business, keep adding new tools, seeing how those new tools can grow your business instead of being used to the same tools you always use, and because you're busy, not branching out and accessing any of the others that you're paying for. Technically, you're paying for them. Okay.
All right. So the setup is we're going to talk about MLS. We're going to talk about consumer tools. The reason why we do that for this meeting is because sometimes your consumers will have a question or something that they need, and they don't realize they have access to a whole bunch of HAR consumer tools. And technically, you guys have access to it as well. And it could be the answer that they need for school districts or down payment resources or something like that. There's tons of consumer tools that you guys can market to them to help answer their questions. And then you look like the smartest person in the room because you just gave them all this really great prepared info or videos. Okay. We're going to talk about the realtor tools, Showing Smart. Will actually come in MLS because there's a new rule in Showing Smart. But other than that, Showing Smart has stopped with all the updates. It's pretty much the way it's going to be for a while now, unless something big is requested. Industry changes make it so that we have to change it, then totally we'll do that. But I don't have a section in the slides for Showing Smart's changes because it's pretty good right now. Then we're going to talk about Platinum. Oh, somebody's in the waiting room. Then we're going to talk about Platinum tools and the CRM. And then my department is professional development. So I'm an HAR instructor, and I instruct on classes like Matrix and orientation and CMA and stuff like that. And I'm actually, according to TREC, not allowed to be licensed. They say that if I'm licensed, I could have my own clients and I could teach you the wrong way to do things, and then I can make more money. I don't care. I don't want to be licensed. So I'm here to show you guys how to use the tools, not how to be a realtor, because I'm actually not one. All right. And I'm not allowed to be. All right. So coming up, we have the Engage conference. That's on October 30th. And it's going to be at the Norris Conference Center. That's our biggest event of the year. Yes, technically it should be at that last set of slides, professional development events, but it's the biggest event of the year. Kind of wanted to put it early on in our slides. It is for CE credit, and there are breakout sessions on security and fraud and AI and social media. Lots of great topics. Okay. The tickets will go on, I think it's probably about the 15th of August. And it will be, the earlier you buy the ticket, the cheaper it'll be. If you wait till October, it's going to be full price. Okay. All right. This technically has already happened, but I wanted you to be aware. If your license is being renewed in August and you waited to put in, your renewal, the TREC licensing system is actually down. They took down the system for licensing so that they could make a new system, basically. So if you were going to be scrambling in August and you can't do it, you're going to have to go on to call TREC, and you'll have to get an extension or something so that you do not lose your MLS access. Think about it. I mean, you could lose your access if you don't do anything about it. And you can't do the normal steps for updating your license. Okay. I don't think it'll be into September, but TREC, there's no telling. And this was not an HAR thing. We found out about it about 2 weeks ago and put out this social media graphic on all of our social media and put it in our magazine and everything. But it was kind of like, TREC said that they told everybody about it last March, which I'm sure they did, but that was a long time ago and it wasn't on your minds then. But if you are due in August, call soon. Okay. And try and figure out what they're going to do about that and get your extension or something. Okay. All right. Bob Hill is retiring in January for 2026 for HAR. And right next to him is Renee Galvan. That is his successor. Trust you. Renee Galvan is his successor for HAR. All right. And he is going to be steering the ship. He actually has been Bob's second in command for something like 30 years. A lot of the cool tech tools that we've gotten, we can attribute to Renee. So he's a good person to lead us from now on. Okay. We have our 2025 executive committee. We just had voting, so this is going to be changed. And I've kept it in here all year because sometimes people don't know who our executive committee are. These were all voted on by realtors. And they decided who they wanted to lead HAR and work with the HAR staff to make change and make decisions and stuff like that. So we have Shay Cotter, Teresa Hill, Catherine Robinson, Susan Honora, Troy Cothran, and Thomas Mouton is our past chair. which he still helps out. All right, MLS. MLS is mostly my focus. I do matrix classes and showing smart as my main things. We all take a section of HAR that we love and we focus on it. MLS is my baby. There was a new fine. This is what we're terming the no-show rule. Did everybody see this in April? This does not apply to, it's not even going to be necessary and something that everybody needs to worry about. If you have a listing with no appointment required, there's no no-show to be had. If there's no appointment, it's not a no-show. So those are not going to be needed. So the reason why this came about, and this is through the grapevine of HAR executive committee that told the instructors, you know, how this happened. There's always been a lot of complaints from realtors that no-shows were rampant. And it was always anecdotal, like this happens to me all the time, but not an actual scenario. There was an actual scenario where a homeowner came to HAR with a complaint and he was very upset. He was a disabled veteran and it takes him a lot of work to get out of his house and get it ready for showing. And he was sitting at McDonald's for like 3 hours is what they said. And he was very upset. Think about it. Homeowners, they blame you guys, the listing agent, for any of this. We wanted some type of repercussion. You can say, yes, I am reporting them as a no-show. They will be fined. So instead of, what are you going to do about it? There's not much you could have done about it before. Now there is a repercussion. Of course, if no one is inconvenienced and it's not someone who lives in the home, you don't have to report anyone. It's not automatic at all. We don't go into Showing Smart, see that someone didn't go in and cancel it, go check your Supra, see that no one accessed it, and then go ahead and it doesn't work like that. You, the listing agent, have to message mlsqa@har.com, which is right there on my slides. You have to tell them that you had a no-show, give them the MLS ID number, and give them, you know, snippet your Showing Smart appointment and give them your Supra log. Then they will contact the showing agent and ask what happened. It's not always the case that it's actually the showing agent's fault. Okay. It's not always the case that it's the showing agent's fault. They'll ask the showing agent what happened. Why was there a no-show? And sometimes it's their Supra is dead or something like that. So you guys, as the showing agents, do have some recourse. You can say, yes, here is my email showing that I texted or emailed and said, hey, your Supra is dead. Or, hey, you put in the wrong directions and I can't find your listing. Things like that, those happen. It's not your fault as a showing agent. And you just have some type of paper trail showing that you tried to message them to cancel or let them know that you couldn't get in or that you couldn't find it or there was no key in the box or something like that. Just so when there's no Supra data, there's a reason, not just because you didn't show up. Take a selfie in front of the house if you want. Whatever you need to do to show that you really were trying to do your job there and take them to that showing. And it was the listing agent's problem. So you do have some recourse. It's not automatic with they report you as the showing agent and you automatically get a fine. No, they're going to reach out to you and ask you what happened. You have the entire showing block to cancel. So if it's from 11 to 12, you have until 11:59 to cancel that appointment. And that's okay. That keeps someone from sitting at McDonald's for 3 hours. That's all. All right.
On that black bar, if you want to get rid of that black bar at the top, hit more. And then it's like hide meeting controls.
Video meeting controls. Video.
I think it's the bottom one. Right. No. Up above. Hide floating.
Oh, floating. I wasn't looking for floating. I was looking for just meeting controls. Thank you. You're so sweet. All right. Questions about the rule? All right. We have two new updates to the MLS in the last 60 days. In mid-June, the 2025-2026 school zone boundaries for the entire state were updated. Okay. The entire state is necessary because we now show Austin and San Antonio, and very soon we will be showing Metris as well, North Texas, Dallas-Fort Worth area data share. So the entire, and that's not even the actual school zone, that's the individual little school zones for elementary, middle, and high schools. Okay. So if you find anything that is wrong, you think it's wrong. We found two. One, it was just coded to the wrong school district and it was the right school zone boundaries. And one, it was just one street over was added to the wrongs and they just fixed it. 2 in the state so far. If you find anything, MLSQA at HAR.com, the same one that's on the Showing Smart graphic, and let them know if you find anything, okay?
So with that, I mean, the school districts they rezone schools.
That's why this has happened. Yeah.
So is there a time frame as far as a relay on how fast those are updated?
Those,
And
they were put out at the end of the school years. They have to put them out at the end of the school years. And we had about 2.5, 3 weeks
okay,
before this graphic came up. And then it was updated in the HAR system to correlate with their changes. So it's always at the end of the school year and it's midsummer before it shows all of the updates on the school district's websites and ours as well. So yeah, that's what made it happen. Yeah. All right. Then we have our important MLS update. CDOM, cumulative days on market. To have it reset, it used to be 180 days off the market. Now it is just 90 days. Okay, 90 days off the market, and you won't have the cumulative days on market calculator. It'll be keep running. Yeah, it'll go back to 0 if it's been off the market for 90 days. Okay. And the general consumer doesn't really notice that they don't see CDOM. It's really for the other realtors. And they still just didn't like that it didn't look like a new listing. Somebody came to the waiting room. And now I get to move this again. No, it will reset by itself. When you take it off the market and you guys are going to be relisting it, if you wait 90 days to relist it, then cumulative days on market will go back to 0. But if you wait 30 days, it's going to keep counting, but from the original list date, which was 100, 200 days on the market, whatever it is. I mean, the market right now. Yeah. All right. The geo market map was updated the last week of June. This came about because we had some new geo market areas. There were some areas that had significant activity and they wanted their own geo market area. So we added Damon, Fort Bend Northwest. The biggest one was Manville, Iowa Colony. It was part of 4 other geo market areas around it, and it carved out its own geo market area. And Meadville area. All new listings in those areas will show geo market area as the new one, as the new name, and they are going back to the past, I think it was 5 years, and resetting those sales to show the new geo market area name. So whenever you run a report, you'll actually see good data instead of just the 5 that are on the market right now or something. Okay. Last year, we had 68,000 notices put out for Matrix violations. The biggest one was listing expiration date in the past, 55%. Physical property description violations, things like putting in best and final by Tuesday at 5, that doesn't go in the physical property description. Those were 9%. Putting your name, your phone number, your email, you're not part of the property, so you don't go there. That's something the system automatically scans for and will notify you. Now, if you fix it in a timely manner, that one is not an automatic fine. It's a violation. You fix it, it's forgiven. No big deal. Insufficient numbers of images, also not an automatic fine. They'll notify you, and if you fix it in a timely manner, it's no big deal. Okay. Incorrect tax ID. This happens 7%. I don't know how. Pulling the incorrect tax ID, but I think it's probably the county. When you're in the tax system and you're trying to list a home and you're listing 123 Green Street and you find a tax record that matches, if you don't realize that you were trying to list 123 Green Street in Montgomery County, but there's also a 123 Green Street in Harris County, same street number, same street name, same spelling and everything, you could accidentally list the wrong person's house. Okay. You must check the county. And also when you get to that page that shows the tax ID number, the address, the county, the city, the contact's name, the homeowner's name, that's when you're like, oh, that's not the right person, or so I must have the wrong something. It could just be Green Street with an extra E on the end. Little things like that could throw it off. Just pause. Just make sure if you've got a little inkling in the back of your mind, something doesn't feel right, then wait and make sure. Okay. Sometimes you've got the right location. but the person that you talk to is not the person listed as the property owner. And then you guys have to be careful because you guys get targeted by people that are scamming. They're trying to sell lots or empty homes that they don't actually own. Yeah. Mhm.
And was hoping that you guys would, I was told that y'all would apply to or notify the homeowner, and then 3 months after I sent the email to you guys, that same listing went up, and another agent ended up having to go through the same issue. And the poor agent was like, oh my God, this has never happened. It's never happened to me before too. But that homeowner that now is having to call me every single time there's an issue, where we're hoping that you guys would be able to do something about it. You know,
And really, they need to get a deed lock and get protection
So
on their account.
that's not fair.
And that's not something that we can do for them. I mean, what are we gonna- yeah.
Because, I mean, I'm pretty sure that now HAR is getting notified of, hey, this property.
the MLS department
Yeah.
gets notified probably often, and they go in and they check for where it's all listed and contact the homeowner. Yeah. Now, keeping it from happening, keeping it from going up. I mean, if anybody has any ideas on how to stop that from happening,
Well, or it's our job to double check anyways, but I mean, their own faces, but with the.
right? Yeah.
I was just curious because, like I said, we used it as a training example in here.
Yeah.
And we were in contact with the police department and the sellers, but we still got.
And that's one of the reasons why Forewarn was added, to help the realtor do that troubleshooting to figure out that it for real is a scam. Talking on y'all's realtor groups about this address, or if you see this person or this face, it's okay. But the times are still behind on how to control this. There isn't, yeah.
That
Yeah, you can put, hey,
we didn't do that. We're like, man, like there's gonna be so many of these now, but
I know, yeah,
it would have been a great example is to be like, hey, by the way.
yeah, if you get
driver's license
this
doesn't match,
info,
except
yeah,
for-
yeah, y'all can do that. And just to support each other until we find law enforcement gives us some way,
Oh, they
gives, yeah, they're not, they
don't.
don't, yeah, I know. And it's kind of like technology moves so fast and the law just isn't.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
no, 'cause
And so realtors, every time they find them, are messaging mlsqa@har.com, and our project manager for MLS is taking them down, but there isn't a preventative way for getting them to go up just yet.
I was just.
Yeah,
curious,
no,
like,
I know, it's
Yeah, it's a big problem. It's so quick and so fast.
Mhm.
And they're closing.
Yeah. Then our honorable mentions was that invalid driving directions, people putting on see Google, see a map, buy a map, follow your car's GPS, things like that are actually put on the MLS in the directions field. They actually have to write out, or you guys actually have to write out the turn by turn directions to an area. And there's a reason, there's an area, and I know this is not in this area, but Bridgeland, new build areas. If you follow Google and Apple, it tells you to turn left. And I was going to the 290 area networking meeting. It tells you to turn left and you go into a park, a sandbox and everything, and then into a lake. Okay. Imagine if that is a buyer. First of all, you just called attention to the fact that DoorDash isn't going to be able to find that house. Amazon isn't going to be able to find that house. The mother-in-law isn't going to be able to find their house, which good thing. But you called attention to the fact that the location in the area is so new that there is no way to find it. So you actually have to make sure that you get the turn by turn directions. You can find them with Google and then make sure they're right. And then get rid of all the extra stuff, turn at the second lane, just say turn at Mason or whatever, and simplify them and then paste them in. But you have to make sure they're right. It takes a while for those things to update online on Google and Apple and all that. Yeah.
Knowledge is my mistake. Sent, my listing in Bridgeland, sent everybody the next street over, like the opposite side. So what y'all need to do is actually show up at the doorstep of your listing, check into Google, and you can actually change that information yourself, because that's what I did. I went to right in the front door and, I plugged in the address and it showed the map over there. What I did was I clicked on wherever Google said, the little red thing, and said, this is not correct, and it's gonna ask me, hey, can you change it? And I said, yes. So I took it and I dragged it to my location and said, I'm standing here right now, and then you can put it in, and it will take them 2 to 3 days to update. And once it updates, when they click on it on the MLS, it will update also on HAR. I had to learn that the very hard way, because the agent's like, I can't find the house. And I'm like, what do you mean you can't find the house? It's right there. And finally, I switched my maps, used hers, and sure enough, I got lost too.
Yeah.
So
I didn't know that. So that's cool. That's good to know.
You can actually,
And I can add that to my class. So yeah, that's awesome.
y'all can update that in Bridgeland. That was exactly where my listing was. It's
Yeah.
right
Yeah. That's hilarious. For any violation that's not an automatic fine, if you fix the correction within a 5-day grace period, then there's no fine. If you put in compensation information in the MLS, that's automatic. It's right away. But a large portion of the violations are not automatic. Okay, you fix it. It's just a learning thing, and then you go about your day. It's fine. We do message the listing agent, the listing broker, the office manager, and any office admins if they're listed in the brokerage, which doesn't happen for every brokerage. So it's not just you that is communicated for the listing agent. So we want you to know that, so that you see it, you fix it quickly before your broker calls you, and you can look like the awesome one who already fixed it, and you're on top of things, and you got your life together. Okay. We got your life together. You can mark violations in the MLS as agents. Members can mark violations. This little exclamation point with the yellow triangle will load a form for you to tell us what is wrong with the listing. They may school you and tell you that's not wrong. It happens sometimes. But we wanted this to be a way for you guys. We can't scan for everything, but if you have a listing in that same neighborhood and they put the completely different HOA name, that's an error. You can let us know, and we will reach out to the listing agent and let them know. It is anonymous to the listing agent. They do not know that you have marked their listing. The MLS knows though. Okay. So at one time when this first came out, there were a bunch of agents who were just making each other's lives difficult, marking each other's daily. It got crazy. So they had to make it not anonymous to the MLS, and then they got a timeout. So just know that the MLS doesn't know who is marking. So if you're constantly, just driving someone crazy, then they know. But it is useful. It is useful. We want that data integrity. Because think about it. If the homeowner is like, wait, can you do that on my listing? I saw it down the street. And you can be like, that's actually a violation. We're not allowed to do that. That's against the rules. We don't want any more lawsuits. So we want that integrity so that they're not comparing you guys to each other. I want to do that cool thing that they did. No, we actually can't do that. They put 3% in their pictures. No. And your homeowner's like, but I want to. Okay, well, then you get a homeowner that's, struggling with the rules, and it could affect your business. Okay. Last year was 6,500 violations reported by other members. All right. The key reciprocity with Netris, North Texas, Dallas, Fort Worth, MLS is working as of April. We think it'll be the beginning of the next quarter, the fourth quarter, that we start to see all the listings actually show up on HAR.com. When that happens, we will have 3 data shares completed: Austin, San Antonio, and Dallas, Fort Worth. And then we will have about 85% of the state showing on HAR.com for the consumers and worldwide to see. 85%. That's not to say that you need to work in that area. Okay? It's completely up to you. It's completely up to your broker if they even want you to. But your homeowners may see listings there, so we want you to be aware. The key reciprocity is there. Some small pockets of Netris don't use Supra or use a different version of Supra or use a different e-key, and then we just have to work with them and try and get in the house, and it can be difficult.
So that was a question I get a lot from my agents, and so trying to work that out.
Yeah.
Because before you guys did this, I was actually members of all the different
Mhm.
classes. Does that still require us to be members there?
No, this is so that you don't have to be members any longer. You can be members of your primary MLS that you want to pay one set of dues to, and then you can see on Matrix all the listings in the other MLSs without having to be members there, and vice versa. They can as ours as well.
So what about access as far as like one boxes? Like I know you're talking about
Yeah.
but what about ET Super? Are they working on that?
Supra is active for the majority. There are small pockets of some little MLSs, some small town MLSs in Netris that don't use Supra, or they use something completely different. Of course, your Supra key is not going to work on their box. They're going to have to find a way to leave a key for you, or you're going to have to get someone in that MLS to come let you in, or they will meet your homeowner or your buyer there and let them in themselves. You get a working relationship with someone for those small little pockets.
Yeah, I want. Right now, I'm members of 4 of them.
Yeah.
And you guys, I think y'all covered 3 of the 4. But at
What's
one
the fourth?
point, I still needed to pay because of the lockbox or certain access. So you're saying it's complete coverage.
Except for the small ones that
Except for
don't
the small
use,
ones.
yeah,
But in general,
yes. Mhm.
lockboxes, listings, put it up.
Yes. Yep.
Comps and stuff, you know, we've been pulling.
Oh,
it,
yeah.
so it's working there.
Mhm.
I just want to make sure because when I'm teaching them, I want to tell them right because I think at one point Danielle was in multiple MLSs and we have a couple of other
Yeah.
people that are paying for other MLSs.
Yeah. And it's common. And I guess that's been the biggest reason why we wanted it to happen. These larger data shares. This is pretty much our last data share. So if there's another one, they may approach us, any smaller MLSs, to put a drop down on our site so that you can pivot to theirs, but it's not going to be one of the full data shares. It takes a full year to do a data share.
This is saving us.
Yeah.
I need a lot of money. I have like just 2 or 3 here, 2 or 3
Yeah.
there that wants it, but it costs me money just
Mhm.
to be a part of it.
Yeah.
So that's what-
Yep. Of course. Realist Tax, I put a little QR code here. Oh, okay. Realist Tax has a new, in the tax document for a listing or a tax record, about halfway down, there's something called a sell score indicator. And it's a little speedometer. They're saying about 800 is fairly likely to be on the market in the next 6 months. It's based on market conditions. It's based on their tax amount. It's based on how long they've lived in the home, based on lots of different factors. And it's not a guarantee, but you can do searches for sell score in an area and get people to farm out your mailers to based on the sell score. So I put a video in here in your slides so you guys can watch that. All right. This is coming. You cannot see this yet. There is going to be a complete update to the CMA platform. Okay. It's going to look very different. I can't even see this yet. That's how new. We're still waiting. I think it'll be mid next quarter before it will go live. And then CMA classes will be full. And I teach CMA. Yay. Okay. It will look very different. There's going to have I may have moved it down. There's going to be some new things for consumers that you can add on, like electric service, even internet service to your CMA report. It can be interesting. I'm interested to see it when it comes out too. There is going to be a new search bar in Matrix. It's kind of our find anything bar. I did this example with the word Kirby. It showed me listings on Kirby. Records, tax records on Kirby with the word Kirby anywhere in the name. Agents with the name Kirby. Offices with the word Kirby in it. And if you have any contacts or saved searches with that word, those will be there too. Okay, this will be very soon. The new dashboard. So you've got the two dashboards, the classic and the modern dashboard for Matrix. The new one coming soon, we're going to let them make a drag and drop, just like the classic dashboard. And you're also going to be able to decide how many columns. Right now it's set at 4. I saw a mock-up and it had 6 or 7. And they shrink the little widgets down to fit. But if you have a wide screen, then they're not going to be shrunk all that much. And you'll be able to get quite a few columns. And you'll have the ones that you use the most often at the top. And you don't have to deal with the list where you move them around in the list view and then they change on the dashboard. You'll be able to just drag them and drop them where you want, just like on the classic dashboard. Yes? Mhm.
Sorry. I'm trying to explain it to you, and it doesn't match anymore. I just figured this out recently because I've memorized all the script and I'm trying to talk to them about it. It's not really that.
Yeah.
So it is super.
Yeah, it is. So this is a mock-up of what the dashboard will look at when you can decide how many columns to have. This got out of order. These are the new financial calculators that can be on that CMA report. Estimated mortgage payments, affordability, available cash, a rent versus buy analysis, all those. All right, the map search beta is still in beta testing mode. There's 2 or 3 little features we wanted it to work before we make it, I don't know, what is it, alpha? I don't know, active. Everybody can use it now in beta testing mode. Beta testing mode is just because we haven't gotten, there's a walkable map feature that can actually drop you into the map and you can see what the neighborhood looks like, which I know you can do that on Google. But there's also some AI features they said that they were adding. This is Cotality, the people that make Matrix for us, formerly CoreLogic, they rebranded. It is, I think it's probably by the end of the year, all the rest of those features will be in, we hope. But it's fairly useful now. I do not think Quick will go away, but in some MLSs it has.
What about the maps? Because we still have issues with not just regular map search. Whenever I'm doing comps and doing the map search, it's not the regular. It's not working in there. You guys want to try to, like, when you made it with the hard map, I've never been able to make a map.
The map boundaries correct. I'll look at, I haven't got any feedback on that, so I know, and yeah.
Inside the hard
Mhm.
not under searches.
Yeah, yeah.
Map search, yeah.
Okay, I'll go in and play with it. So I do it in my mobile MLS class, but we don't use the map to choose our boundaries. So if that's the way you're doing it, then I need to look into it and figure it out. Yeah.
When we're doing like,
Yeah.
yeah. But like around here is easy subdivision.
Yeah.
In the subdivisions, but in certain areas where we need to draw the map
Yeah.
boundaries, in comps is a place where it.
Okay, I'll look into it. Yeah. All right, we've got our Matrix classes. I recently rewrote Matrix 1 so that it was twofold. Matrix Basics became a prequel class on setting up your account, setting up your your email signature, how to change your settings for auto emails, things like that, all the housekeeping stuff, putting on your headshots into Matrix Basics. So we have a little bit more room in Matrix 1 to show the new search. So if you haven't taken it in a while, at least Matrix 1 or Matrix Basics, maybe take it every once in a while, okay? And I do, when you go into the members only portal and you see the Matrix button, there's a tutorial video right below it. I have 2 new videos uploaded. One is the entire Matrix Basics class in a recording with no students in it, because that'd be a TREC violation for me. And then the other one is an entire webinar style recording on using the new search. So that's on tutorial videos right under the pink Matrix button. All right, global listings. You guys can now see and have been able to for a while see global listings. And a long time ago, they used to put in the tax number just a bunch of zeros so that it would populate in the neighborhood when really it's in Costa Rica. Okay, so they found that little loophole. So we had to make global listings so that it would actually populate on the map where it's supposed to be. And so that made this little global search. All right, notice you can also search the private per sellers. All right, not a lot of agents really go to that very often. And those, you know, they want privacy for whatever reason. They don't want to communicate the sales price, or they don't want looky-loos on the consumer page walking their home. Their really expensive home with really expensive art. I don't know, they just got traded. I don't know. There could be 1,000 reasons why they don't want to be on the consumer page. You guys can market private per seller listings on your social media. There's no rule against it. I would just reach out to the listing agent and make sure it's okay. Because if they are private per seller, because they're in witness protection, and you put up their inside of their house, then you're gonna feel bad, okay? So just make sure that you clear it with them. It could just be simply that they don't want their neighbor looking in their house. I don't know. There could be 1,000 reasons. Just clear it with them. But you can market private per seller listings on your social media to your sphere of influence, or you can send them to just your buyers, and that's totally fine. You don't have to clear it with a listing agent. Just send a private per seller listing to your prospective buyer. All right. All right, for the consumers, the HAR has a new look to the listings. This came up end of May. So I haven't seen you guys this year. So I wanted to make sure you were aware. Putting your first 5 images and choosing your first 5 images as the real impact images is recommended. If you've got some blah bedrooms and a bathroom and all that, and you've got this big backyard with a pool and a grill, don't leave that at image number 40. Move that up to within the first 5, because we're finding that consumers generally have made their mind up before they even get to that 30 count image. Okay, so put those images in the first 5. All right, this is a close-up of what it'll look like, or it already does. All right, consumers have an AI summary. Okay, they click that little link that says AI summary at the top of the search, and they will see houses with amenities, wheelchair access. They can click on this and see which listing, pull up all 6 listings that have wheelchair access, or an area pool, or a cul-de-sac. So they have AI pulling keywords from the listings so that it populates into these little searches. So there's that AI summary bar. They would just click the see more drop down right there and see all those list of things in that area. All right. You can change the entire HAR.com to Spanish if that's more comfortable to you or to your buyer. Okay, so they can click that little banner right there for changing to Spanish. And when they get to the listing, they can also do it in there as well. There's English and Spanish, and we've added now in show in other languages. So there's 2 there. But when they do that, they've got 70 plus languages to choose from. And Google helps with that because, you know, Google Translate is a thing. HAR.com for May. The Philippines was our most visited country. All right. And then our global stats for listings for June, we had 896 for listings and 522 for members, for global members. So that's important. 145 languages are spoken in the Houston area right now. About 500 people a day move to Houston, and there are 94 consulates. So you may not be thinking globally in your business, but it really is already global. The entire slide deck is coming to you guys at the end. Yeah. Awesome. And these graphics right here are updated every month in the Realtor magazine from HAR. So you can click the new graphics so that it doesn't stay stagnant with old stats. There's a cms.har.com/THV URL down here. This gets to the track home value tool. Okay, and I have Sally doing a video.
Are you curious about the value of your home or a property you're interested in? Whether you're a homeowner, buyer, or investor, Our home value report empowers you with knowledge to stay ahead of the market and make informed decisions about one of life's biggest investments. With just a few clicks, you can receive an instant report and then opt in to automatically receive a monthly home value report that includes valuations from industry leaders Black Knight and CoreLogic. Here's what's included in the report: instant property valuations delivered straight to your inbox, recurring monthly updates to track changes over time, and insights into local market trends and real estate dynamics. Our tool provides you with a reliable third-party valuations, giving you a solid starting point for understanding property values. But remember, for the most accurate assessment, nothing beats the expertise of a realtor. They have the market knowledge and experience to explain neighborhood trends and interpret the numbers in the report. Sign in and set up the home value report today. It's the key to staying informed about real estate market trends.
Sorry, it's echoing. I don't know why it's doing it. Yeah, but it didn't echo with yours earlier, so I was like, oh, I didn't think it would do that. All right, we have the Global Minute, and this one will play on your, you can play this one. There's the link right here to it. If you put in your profile that you speak or work with other cultures, you speak other languages or work well with other cultures, doesn't even mean that you have to identify as that culture yourself. You know that culture, you work with it, you're comfortable, then you will have an invite from the Global Information Exchange to be a member. And there's nothing extra. It's just a document you sign saying that you're going to do so with ethics in mind and follow the rules of the country that you're trying to sell in or buy in. Okay. There's a CIPS. 8,000 members speak multiple languages in various cultures. So we think you guys need global trainings. So we've made CIPS. It's going to be at HAR Central on September 10th, 11th, 12th, 15th, and 16th. And yes, it is full day. All right. Don't wait until it's too late. Get your flood insurance today. This was gone up on the consumer page, so they are aware that flood insurance is important. There are some flood resources under Explore for consumers. And, you know, they may ask you, do I need flood insurance? Is this likely to flood? And, you know, it's taken on a lot of risk answering that question as a yes or no. We're going to loop in a licensed insurance agent to make sure that whether or not they do or do not need flood insurance. But just know, if you're just sending them the FEMA flood maps, it may say, no, they don't need flood insurance based on the zoning today. But we expect the flood maps to be updated very soon. And it's going to be considerable changes. And if you're in the middle of a contract, just be aware, okay? You may need to be aware when those, and there will be announcements that they have been updated. There are going to be some flood classes at HAR as well, with Bill Baldwin teaching them. Some realtor tools. This one is coming up in 4 days. The Greater Northwest Pull-a-thon for TreePack. I put a slide with some other TreePack events coming up, and some of these have passed, yes, but we have several that haven't, so I went ahead and kept the slide the way it was. There's a night at Tony's with a live auction, a pickleball, and a TreePack silent auction, safety day with HAR, and the year-end event. The year TreePack investment year ends on September 30th. All right, everybody's using Showing Smart, right? Yes, awesome. We have Mike Wong from Keller Williams Realty Southwest. He does some realtor safety courses for HAR, including even how to survive a carjacking as a realtor in the parking lot at HAR. Yeah, people were in each other's cars, messy or not. It was interesting. And it got rave reviews. So they're going to be doing those things like that again. Okay. So think about your safety. I know that you are probably like, oh, I can go and show this, but you need to be looking into the people you're going into empty homes with or lots. And we want you to just think about it from your family's point of view. Look into these people before you interact with them too much, just to learn about who you're interacting with. Rent Spree was added to rental listings on Matrix. Rent Spree is a choice in the Matrix rental listing to screen the tenants. All right. Platinum. Platinum subscribers. Right now, we're at 47,000 members in the MLS, and 20,000 of those are platinum. Okay. They've added a whole bunch of platinum tools this year. And if we piecemealed out each of those third-party tools and paid full price for them, they give us a payment plan or whatever, it would be $6,500 a year for you guys. So the platinum is worth it. Okay. Right now, it's at $129. Okay. And it's once a year instead of like dues. This is just once a year, but it is going up very soon. Okay. Platinum is going up to $199. And that is going to be on October 1st. Now, if you have a renewal date of October or November or September or something, and you want to renew early so you get the $129 for one more year, then on August 15th, on the Platinum page for renewal, there will be a link to renew early so you get the $129 for one more year. Okay. Again. We have the CRM as one of the newest big major tools that have been added. This CRM it's not everything that a CRM that you could pay for. It's not everything yet. It's being built as members request specific tools being added, functionality. They've just recently added for more image capabilities and increase the amount of emails that can go out from it in a time span. So they're making updates all the time. Some of you may have a CRM that you have paid for from somewhere else, and you can still use that. And you could still choose to work with the HAR CRM if you're platinum and just get used to it. And then once it has the features that you want, that you love from your previous CRM, you could choose to switch over completely. There are 2 courses, Mastering the Basics and Advanced Features, and they will come to your brokerage and do those courses with you guys, including importing your contacts in the CRM, which can take a little while. There's a new Marketing Center, some new tools been added. So you can click on Marketing Center right there or just Meet New right there, and it will open. There's 3 new tools for AI in the Marketing Center, an AI conversation bot in the Marketing Center. So you can put in your physical property description, or I went in and I asked it for a marketing plan for an address, and I told it a little bit about the area and asked for some creative ways to market it in that area. And it gave some awesome things. Okay. So it's real estate, it's in HAR, and it's real estate focused. Then I've added AI to your profiles if you're platinum. So it will, if you allow it to, you can just have to choose to let it do it. It will augment your biography and stuff like that. You can say, I want to make this a little bit more clear and concise. I want to make it sound more professional, or I want to make it sound less formal and more friendly. You can tell it, just like in ChatGPT, you can tell it what you want to do. And the big one is AI image creation. In the Marketing Center, you have an image creator. And this one was, that's the AI. Let me get to the image creator. So I said, I need a realtor showing a diverse couple a home with a pool and a dog in the backyard. And that's what it gave me. And it asked me a couple of follow-up questions, and I added, I want it high quality with a soft focus. And so you get used to the prompts. You have to tell it it's only as good as the AI is only as good as the prompt you give it, but play around with it. You can get some great images for your social media. This is not going to be for your listing. Okay. Not for your listing. The system knows, right? The system knows, but yeah, you get in trouble. It's not a real listing picture. But this could be great for your social media posts and stuff like that. There's an AI assistant for your blogs. If you use, and I know people hear blogs and they're like, that's so 90s, but blogs is just a website. It's just a landing page with information. You guys have blog already set up for platinum. You just have to choose to use it and enable it. You can blog about your listings. I do blog posts about all the houses in a specific area that have an open house this weekend with just a link to HAR with a regular search. And it's just part of our how to enhance your website classes. You can use blogs for all kinds of things. You can blog about the flood maps changing and alerting your sphere of influence. People that actually do subscribe to your blogs will be notified. And anyone else who searches keywords that match your blog post title anywhere in Google will be see your search or your blog post as well. So blog has AI search engine optimization. So it will give you ideas on what keywords to use in your title so that more people see it. Right. Your agent profiles have added the capabilities of highlighting your listing pictures up near your face picture, okay, your headshot. You just have to allow it to do that if you want to. All right, there's a new email marketing campaign added to the CRM. These are just some graphic examples of it. This one is an update on an open house invitation. This second one is investment opportunities near you, and it shows real listings. The last one is a new listing email for a prospective buyer. All right, so some great ones, even as simple as we're going to be closed for the holidays. Choose it and you can go out from the CRM, the HAR CRM. For the listing-based campaigns, you can share up to 9 listings and the text is editable. And it shows you as the one presenting them, okay? It doesn't show HAR. It's coming from you and your CRM with HAR.
The email, is it coming from our email address or is it coming via, something now?
It'll be whatever from the CRM. So the CRM email address that populates when it's coming from your CRM, that's what it'll show. Yeah. Yeah, there'll be if it's for the listing based campaigns, there'll be a search field and you can search and choose which listings you want to highlight on that graphic, whether it be an email or even printing a flyer. It's flyer useful as well. All right. I've got a video. You can put video tutorials in the members only portal with a list of client experience rating videos, the booking app, the marketing center, lots of great videos for you guys because we know that you don't always have time for classes. We wanted to have some videos that you guys can watch in the middle of the night when we can't be available for you for a live class so you can get some help and then get your work done and go to bed. All right, the last is our professional development. We are here for you guys for classes, which we've had here. So I know you guys already know that. We're here. I've done CMA and mobile MLS at this location. So lots of great classes this month. I know this is that's a lot of text. I'm not going to read it to you, but there's a little URL right there that'll open our education page as well. On 9/1, there's going to be an email going out for a call for leaders for 2026. It's going to be the Get Involved email. And that's if you want to be a part of advisory groups, if you want to help out with area networking groups, if you want to be a part of Management Central. There are realtor volunteers that sit on committees for all of the departments of HAR and help guide us to what's best for you. So if you want to be involved, we would be happy to have you. All right. We have some webinars coming up. Webinars I love because you don't have to have your hair and makeup done. This one is what every property manager should know on August 26th. We have an accredited buyer's representative on the 7th and 8th, and that is 16 hours of CE credit. EBR is a good one to have, you guys. August 20th, we have our Shifting for Success webinar series, How to Go Viral with Video. Housing Sustainability webinar for Houston Habitat for Humanity on August 19th. Yay. I see me every once in a while. I wanted to see if they were, giving me any messages, whatever, giving me a thumbs down. Housing Attainability webinar on the 19th. Building a Purpose-Driven Career in Real Estate on the 26th. And we have our business management program coming up. Okay, this is like an MBA light. It is self-paced. There are a few Zoom 1 hour and a half events, but most of it is self-paced. So when you see the page with all of the events, just know that they're not very long, and you're not in classes for days and days and days at a time. It is an MBA light. We have partnered with something called Goal Makers, and they do this program, and we have worked with them to get this MBA program to be more centered on what realtors need for their business. Because any regular business management program is useful, but we wanted it more geared towards you guys and what you need to run your business. So there's a little, don't enroll, what does it cost you by not doing the education to grow your business? Managing it properly, managing your business and not letting it manage you, right?
How much is that?
This one, I think it was $4.99. You can go to the $9.95. I think the $4.99, in July, they had a buy one, get one half off thing, and that maybe the $4.99 came up. Maybe. Yeah. So it is 10 weeks, but it is not all in person for 10 weeks. There are just hour and a half little appointments during that. And these are the topics. All right, everybody go to the area networking meetings. Anybody go? Not everybody. Anybody go?
I'm
Yeah.
gonna go.
Yeah, awesome.
Okay.
Mhm. Yeah, I'm going to Katy on the 6th. So I think y'all have Montgomery County on the same day, that morning. Yeah, I figured y'all did. It was Montgomery. Yeah. So these are a great opportunity for you guys to meet other realtors, inspectors, roofers, appraisers. There's a knife salesman for Cutco that goes, people that want to be supportive of the industry and network with you guys. It's not just other realtors and brokers. So it's a great way. You get a meal, and there's guest speakers. It's not just the HAR instructors talking at you guys. We are there to help with sign in, and then we do some announcements on what's new and what's coming, and then we sit down and we're just eating with you guys. So it's a great time. Texas Realtors is here in August, the 21st to the 22nd, and the Marriott Marquis. And I put a little QR code. And Chet Garner from the Day Tripper is our guest keynote speaker. Have us to your office? Yes. Shorter hair then. And then I put some emails here for things that you might need: MLS QA, member services, support, and the CRM. And then that is my slides. Look, 12:03, 3 minutes over, but it's not too bad. Scan the QR code and it'll take you to a Google Drive doc, and you can choose to download it or not. You can also send me an email later and I'll get my cards out while you guys are scanning.
Thank you very much for coming. We already get it, trying to get it, so.
Did it not work?
Asking us to sign in with your name.
Let me stop share, guys. Let me check my permission real quick. I may have turned it on so that only. Want to try and scan again? Otherwise, I'll send it to Lisa and she'll send it to you guys if it doesn't work.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know. It's not supposed to do that. So I'll send it to Lisa and she can send it to you guys.
I was gonna say.
Yeah.
I'll get it to you.
No, yeah, I'll send it to you guys. It's no big deal.
Show you really quick and then still just so that you kind of have an idea. Yeah. But then they really do.
Here. I know you're trying to.